welcome back to Cindy's Library. This is Cindy, and today we are going to talk about the rest of what I did for the month of March, including lots of middle grade. So let's get going. Let's see, first off, as a refresher, in the first half of the month, I did Tom's Midnight Garden. I had flowers on it, which was one challenge. The Secret Garden for the group read. Little House in the Big Woods for a series. That's right. So let us continue. So for the second half of March, I started out with the Unselected Journals of Emma M. Lyon, Volume 3. This is one I had not read yet, and it was excellent. Things are expanding a bit, and there are several aspects that are definitely going to affect things in the future. And yes, Cousin Archibald is even more annoying than he has been up to this point. In fairness to him, he has suffered a great disappointment, but still. Then I did the Ickabog by J.K. Rowling for an author for middle grade March with 3 names. So this works for that. I'd actually not read the Ickabog before, so this will be getting a separate video since it merits that, but I will say I greatly enjoyed it. And I will also say this is a fairy tale, a wonderful fairy tale. Next, I read What Stars Are Made Of by Sarah Allen. Don't think this specifically fits in any prompts, but it is middle grade, and I could not put it down. I had to finish it in one evening, basically. This also merits getting its own video, which will be coming. I also read Impossible Creatures by Katherine Rundell. This fulfills the prompt for middle grade March of traveling or journeying, since our heroes here definitely do lots of that. And oh wow, the ending. This merits its own video too, so that will be coming as well. I read Puppets of Spellhourst by Kate DiCamillo. Greatly enjoyed it. This is about 5 puppets all together in a little trunk. Each has their own personalities, their own thoughts and desires. They go through a series of owners, so to speak, and they get separated at one point and have their own adventures. It was wonderful. Greatly enjoyed it. Then I did Swallows and Amazons by Arthur Ransom. This was just the perfect story for summer. This also fulfills the prompt for a book written in the 1900s, since this book was indeed written in the 1900s. But Swallows and Amazons. Let's see, we have the Walker family. Technically 5 children, but the baby doesn't come with them, of course. When the 4 oldest children are on holiday, and they are given permission to go camp on an island in the middle of a lake during this vacation. So 2 brothers, 2 sisters, they go on lots of adventures. They even have a small sailing ship, and it is called the sailing ship is called the Swallows, hence the swallows, and they encounter two girls who had their own sailing ship, the Amazons. And this is just about all of the adventures they get up over summer vacation, and it is just wonderful. So this is my first Ngaio. I'm not sure how to say it. Ngaio, Ngaio, Marsh. A man lay dead. This is the first I have read of her. This is the first of her Inspector Alan Roderick mysteries. So, yeah, this was a fun mystery, if you can call a mystery fun. Definitely like her style. Don't get much of the Inspector Alan Roderick here, but I'm sure more will be coming. Basically what happens though is we have a house party, and there are several aspects going on, of course, but in the end, within the first 3 chapters or so, something like that, a man does indeed lay dead. In fact, this is supposed to be a murder party this weekend, which makes it even more interesting. Because they have this whole setup where someone gets chosen as the murderer, and during an evening they're supposed to quote unquote murder someone, and lo and behold, someone actually winds up dead. And of course, is it Alan Roderick or Roderick Allen? Let's see. Roderick Allen, it must be. Yes. Anyway, greatly enjoyed it. I'm sure this will not be my own Ngaio Marsh mystery. Then I ended up with the Hotel Balzaar. This is about a little girl, Marta. Her mother works at the Hotel Balzaar, and so she lives there as well. And her mother has instructed her to not bother anyone, to be as quiet as a mouse, as unobtrusive as possible. And one other important fact is they have not heard from Marta's father for at least a year. Not sure there's a war currently going on, but there was at that point. He was off being a soldier, and they haven't heard from him for a year. Well, one day, an old lady comes to the Hotel Balzaar, and she ends up, I'll say she befriends Marta, and things go on from there. Another great Kate DiCamillo. Let's see, did I miss anything? Oh yes, Bea and the New Deal Horse by L.M. Elliot. Well, this is in the depths of the Great Depression, probably 1931, since FDR is running for president, but he is not president yet. So just about the worst time of the Depression. And as a person who worked in a bank, well, Bea's father was laid off, and things went from bad to worse, and her mother died, and ever since then she and her little sister have been wandering around with their father while he looks for work. Well, one day he leaves them in a barn and never doesn't come back, leaving a note that this is the house of his old or their mother's college friend, and hopefully she can take them in. Awkward, to say the least. But this is a farm, has horses, which Bea has experienced, at least with her pony, and things are not well at the farm either. And Bea really, really wants to help save the farm and the horses, or at least as many horses as she can. So there's that. Let's see. Yeah, it looks like I did all of that. So completed middle grade March, at least as much as I planned on, which was most of it, and read extra middle grade even. 2 items for March Mystery Madness, even if they were not the ones I picked out. So I would say overall this is a pretty successful month. At least I enjoyed it. I have 2, if not 3, contenders for the top 10, which is absolutely wonderful. How was your March reading? Did you do any of the booktube challenges? And if so, were you successful? I hope it was just as good as mine was. Thank you so much for stopping by. I truly do appreciate it. So until next time, I hope we all stay safe and healthy. And as always, happy reading.